Hello everyone, welcome. Starting in 1 minute. I hope you have all your beverages ready. I hope everyone's ready. So let's see if the technical thing is working. Technical stuff is working. Probably need to fix the layout here a little bit. Welcome, Jose, Stylion, Berlin, Bruce, Coquelin, 3D Snafo, Medium Mike, Jose, Mario. Welcome to the stream. We have already 16 people on YouTube watching, 11 people on Twitch. It's gonna be exciting. So we're like preparing to get started. Welcome everybody. So let me see if this is working. Yeah, so let's end the studio mode here. Hey, so what are we doing tonight? So let me know if audio is working. We are ready, I would say. Let's get started. Tonight we are checking out, let me see if everything's fine now. I think so. What are we doing tonight? First of all, I want to welcome everyone to the stream again. Last week we have been having a little bit of a giveaway for the Ender 3 V3. The printer is already shipped. And I still have too much stuff here, so I decided after doing a lot of testing on the ELEGOO Neptune 4 Plus, which is this huge printer actually. It's like not the biggest, but it's pretty large. After doing quite a significant amount of testing with this with the ELEGOO Neptune 4 Plus, printing this giant Lego pirate. The project that you probably have seen already on the channel and on other channels that I have, like on TikTok and Instagram. That project is done, and I decided after doing the project, so that would be also the end of the period where the Neptune 4 Plus would reside here in the studio, because there's more printers coming, there's new stuff coming, so I need to get this printer out. And it's actually a good, the perfect opportunity to do this live here on Twitch as we usually do it. Now, how this works is basically if you're watching on YouTube, again, I think a couple of you already know how it works. You have to be watching on Twitch to collect the loyalty points for this channel, which are called nozzles. And while you are collecting the nozzles, every 5 minutes you get 10 nozzles. You can then put as many nozzles as you want into the giveaway pot, basically. So tickets, how it's called, and then you can then you have a chance of winning the printer afterwards when we have done the disassembly. Now that's the second part of the plan of tonight is we are going to disassemble this printer because I have to ship it anyways, and we're going to put it back into the box. And while doing that, we are going to talk about stuff and questions that you might have, and the new project that I'm starting, which I will also show you in as soon as we probably have a little bit more time when we have done the most part of the disassembly here. I'm also experimenting a little bit with the Twitch layout because I had the feeling that the whole layout was still not really like the best to follow. For example, follow the chat and like have the different camera angles nicely placed, and I'm slowly changing things up. So I'm not like completely changing everything at the same time, but I'm trying to make things a little bit more, I would say, convenient to watch. And so one change that I'm trying is, like, for example, we're just moving out the this here a tiny bit more, so we have the chat visible, and we can also place the camera down in the corner. So let's see if that works. I guess this is good enough. Chat is still a bit too large, if I'm not wrong, so we probably want to give it a bit more space here, like 848 pixel. Yeah, that looks great. Is the Twitch stats? Twitch and YouTube, we're streaming basically at the same time in parallel on Twitch and on YouTube. And you can always, like, you can also open both streams at the same time. The most important part is that you're watching also in parallel. If you want to watch on YouTube, you need to have Twitch open, and you need to be logged in. So you can collect the loyalty points, nozzles basically, which are then later used to spend them in the giveaway. So let me try to fix the position of the logo. Okay, so unfortunate is that every time you change something in the layout, the chat is also getting reset. But I'm still trying to figure out a good layout. So I think we're going to get there. At some point, okay, over the next couple of weeks, probably the layout of the stream will improve. Maybe we're going to get some background image, some borders and stuff, some effects. The text is black and we can't see the text on the background. Yeah, I just realized why. Why is this happening now? Because the text shouldn't be black, it should be white. So what is happening with the stream? Let me see. Color of, this has been reset for whatever reason. So maybe just hit a few messages into chat, please, now. Can you do this, please? Just put a couple of messages. Let me just also say nozzles. Yeah, so okay, I think this is now back working. This is good. The chat is visible. Still, I'm not fully happy with the position of the chat. It's probably still too high, but I think for now we're gonna let it roll like that. Let it roll like that. So we can also put a second camera if we want in the corner, in the lower right corner, probably the main window. Or yeah, let me see if I can copy this over. Let's take this one actually. I think we're going to take the A camera and copy this here. Paste it, and we are going to move it. We're going to move it into the corner. And so we have, I think we have now good overlap. That's good. So let me just compare this. How big is this? 1337, 1337. Round about that. Okay, so let me see if this works now. Okay, I like it more now. I like this more. So we have chat and 2 cameras visible. Giveaway not live yet. So giveaway is not live. That's right. We should start the giveaway right now. Let me also do that for you. So starting ELEGOO Neptune 4+ giveaway. And there we go. Okay, we're almost there. What's the date? 20th March 20, right? Yeah, so I guess this is everything that we need. I guess we are ready to start the giveaway. It should be live right now, so the announcement is also down in the chat on Twitch. Also with the instructions how to enter the giveaway. And with the giveaway you can basically just use your commands that you usually like enter the tickets with. So one is exclamation mark nozzles, which will tell you how many nozzles you already have earned. And then you can say ticket, exclamation mark, tickets, or ticket on tickets, both work. And you can then tell it how many you want to enter, or Ticket Max will enter everything. But it's all described, basically all the instructions that you need to know is given you. If you hit giveaway, exclamation mark giveaway will tell you all of the details, how this works, and then you can click on the link and open the website where all of the instructions are basically given. So I hope this is helpful. So we're going to make this a little bit smaller, and we're going to make this a bit smaller. I think then we have a nice layout. Looks better now, I guess. Looks better now. Okay, friends. Probably more people have joined. Let me just check. Who has joined recently. Whoa, so many people. The Maker 23, 3D Medic Wins. Who is else? Who the Slayer. Thanks for coming. Disco Banan. Thanks for joining. Chris Crawford. Twitch won't let me log in. Oh my goodness. Please try. Continue trying. It should work. T3 Tech Ninja 77. Oh, I guess this is your birth year. Then you've been born in the same year as I have. So I guess what we need to do now, we need to switch over to the bigger view, because otherwise it's just too big. Printer is too big. Let me just get everything clear. Just also want to thank people who have just been following along. The Maker 23, thanks for the following. 3D Medic Vince, thanks for following. Disco Banan and Medium Mike, thanks for the follow. It's very much appreciated. Now, first of all, before we can get started with the dismantling of the printer, we want to get this from the table, so we have a little more space here. Fine. Also the little guy, the minifigure, all of the accessories we want to put to the side. So now we have a huge job to do, which is not unboxing, but really just disassembling the printer, because I want to get back into the box. And the easiest way to do this is probably just reading the manual in reverse order, so we don't miss anything. And then also, I hope that I still remember, or can figure out how to put everything back into the packaging to wrap it correctly. Because of course we want the happy person who's going to win this printer tonight, we want them to get this printer in a good shape. So it doesn't come or arrive in a bad state. So the last part in the instruction manual was actually connection of the cables, which I guess we just disconnect all of the plugs here as a first step. So this is probably good, because if we forget that, this might be a little bit difficult. So there is multiple little plugs here on the side, the stepper motors, 3 plugs on the other end. There's also some here, seems to be. Yes. And there is a cable mount that we probably have to disassemble also for the whole hot end. So the hot end has a huge plug that is just here. And this flat cable can be disconnected. And I guess there is this cable for the cooling fan. What else did we miss? Well, let's quickly also get rid of the Wi-Fi antenna. Okay, maybe have this in one of the zip. Yeah, in one of the zip things here. Okay, so safe thing, doesn't get lost. There's probably more stuff to do. I'll just charge my phone. I might need it later. Now, one thing that I'm not sure if should we reset the printer to factory. I think necessary. It's not necessary, but yeah, we could maybe just do a factory reset. I've tested the printer just the other day and it's still working. Yeah, that's a very important question, because people will anyways ask me this. This is the countries that I have checked for shipping cost. And also if I can even send stuff there for a reasonable amount of cash, basically. To be honest. So these are the countries that we are sending to: European Union, also every country in the European Union, Switzerland, which is not EU, but it's in the middle of the EU, then the UK, of course, Ireland. So all of these countries still have are available with DHL and like at a reasonable cost, and the rest of Europe. But rest of Europe means like anything within like that you still call Europe, but not Russia. And we're not sending anything to Asia, and basically further out to the east, Australia, and also not to the United States, unfortunately, because it's since Corona, it is just ridiculous how expensive things are, especially okay, probably like it's fine. Okay, it's good. Okay, because it has been like the prices are like went through the roof, and it's virtually just not worth it anymore to ship huge packages overseas as a private person, at least as someone who is not a business, literally, like at least not in DHL's terms. And so that's why I'm limiting shipping the stuff. I simply have to. I checked recently for like a smaller thing. It's like for like the Ender 3v3. It was I think not the most, like it's just a 10 kilo package, so it isn't even the medium size package. And now they have introduced 2 more levels in their pricing, which is 20 kilo and then 30 kilo, and then it also depends on the size. And if you want to ship something like this printer, which is like the biggest package size that is available and also the heaviest, it is, I think, 160 euros to ship this thing, which is crazy. Like, this is simply not, it's not doable, to be honest. It's not even worth it. So that's why we are not shipping outside of these countries. Okay, so I hope I'm not missing anything important. The rules for shipping, not sending to the USA, yes. I ordered this Centauri carbon, will be here in August. Okay, let's do the protection foil again. Just to protect the screen a little bit. The K2 Plus, the Creality High Combo. Well, the Creality High Combo, stream elements, my friends, we shouldn't post this message actually. Why is it still active? No, we don't want that. And we also probably don't want... Did the Nightbot also put stuff there? Not sure. Okay, let me know. I'm just checking the chat if there was any more messages by the Nightbot. But the Nightbot is actually interesting enough. Nightbot is also active. Okay, so let's disable Nightbot for this message. That's what you get if you have something that's coming 15 minutes after. 15 minutes later, you realize that it's not working, or that it's sending some messages that it's not supposed to send. So let's double check. Yeah. Okay. Timers. Okay, let's disable this. Fine. Good. Okay, so we have a bunch of it's like screw bags. Bags for screws. Zip bags. So many. Actually, this was one of the things that I was experiencing when I was assembling the printer, that ELEGOO has been using so many different screws, sizes, lengths. It is ridiculous. Like, it's just unbelievable. So I hope that I can put them in the correct bags, but this shouldn't be actually an issue. So these are the PM4 times. Interesting. There should be 4 screws, but I only have 3. Why is this? Why is it 4? Why did I mention it? M4 by 53 pieces. Okay, it's not 4 pieces, I guess. So we have disassembled this huge cooling fan, disconnected most of the cables. I will probably assume that there is still at least 1 or 2 cables that we have to disconnect. And then we want to get rid of this cable holder here. Is there a little screw here? Yeah. So this is a tiny cable mount. Probably going into a separate bag. Cable clamp, 1 piece and 1. Yeah, this is probably the thing. Cable clamp and the corresponding screw. So maybe an unusual stream tonight. We're doing a reverse unboxing, basically, for the person that's going to win the printer. Thanks for turning down the music. Yeah, was it still running? I hope not. Okay. Oh, that was earlier. Okay, I was scrolling up in this chat history, so let me just scroll down. Yeah. So to make it like, we're not shipping to yes. Okay. It's not like I haven't won stuff that wasn't available outside the US. Evening. Okay, let's see. We're starting. We're going further. The next part that was assembled here was the frame braces. So let's get rid of the frame braces. Oh, it's still the same screwdriver. However, I remember there was like different, I think it was still the same screwdriver, but there's so many different screw lengths for this whole assembly. It's really surprising. Okay, so this is one of the braces. Number 2. Come on. I mean, this probably makes the frame really rigid. but I mean, I've seen other huge printers that don't need the braces, still probably getting good results, but yeah, it might be the best to have the braces on, so it doesn't wobble that much. So there was probably a special bag for this kind of stuff. For two pieces. So where is this? Here we have it. I guess this is 4 times 20, 18 times 1. Okay. Good. Another little zip bag closed. Next step was in the reverse order. This was the cable clamp. We did that already. Then we have the filament detector up here. That's actually a bigger one. And then most likely the cable, was it completely disconnected? There goes the screw. I have it. So filament sensor, detector switch. This must be it. Hello from Canada. Hello from Canada. Epic Prince. Hello, welcome to the stream. And we have Piu Papa. Also, welcome. Thanks for joining. Currently disassembling the ELEGOO Neptune 4 Plus because we want to give it away tonight. But this is probably a reasonable amount of work still. Filament detector, then we have the filament arm here, filament holder. Let's get that down. Okay. It's probably using T-nuts, which need to be turning or not. Oh, this is just permanently inserted. So those sliding around here, but we cannot get them out. We're not supposed to, I guess. Now we have 2 screws here. And then we can also disassemble this thing. So I hope that we will find the right places later where we're gonna have this in the box. So 2 mounting screws, PM4 by 18. This is the zip bag for it. Then I already unscrewed the Wi-Fi antenna. The screen is just unplugged like this. Okay. I guess we're running a little bit out of space here. Fine. So what else? The screen mount. Okay. The screen has a little brace here, a mount on the side, and this has how many screws? 3. Okay, we'll probably need to. This is probably not going to work. Here we go. Now I can see where this is. This is going. 1, 2, 3. So, you see when you get this printer, it's quite a bit of work to assemble everything. What is this? M4 by 20, 3 pieces. Okay, there we go. Just getting everything nicely back into the zip bag so the person is, our winner will be happy to receive everything as it was. So we disassembled the screen. Now probably we are getting closer to removing the frame. Yes, we are removing the upper XZ construction, the XZ frame. So carefully, I'm trying to unscrew this from the bottom, but we need the biggest wrench that we can find, because my screwdriver is still, the biggest one is still too small. So we take this one. Now what I'm also giving you with this printer, if you're gonna win, this is, actually, like, ELEGOO sent me a couple of replacement nozzles. So this is basically a package of, I think it's, what was it, like 0.6, 0.4, I guess it's even a 0.8. I'm not 100% sure, but they send a couple of replacement nozzles. So I have currently, and that's important to know, I still have the 0.6 millimeter nozzle installed. So if you're going to start using this, is just important to remember. I think for that size of printer, it is anyways doesn't really make sense to run it on 0.4 so much, because, I mean, this printer is supposed to be used for huge prints, obviously, and therefore if you want to do yourself a favor, then you should probably go for the bigger nozzle. And in my experience, if you're printing a lot, like just going for 0.6 instead of 0.4, it is not reducing the print quality that much, and you can still go with like smaller layer heights, so you can just keep the layer heights very low, but the external details aren't going to suffer that much, to be honest, but you're going to have much less issues with nozzle clogging, especially if you're using some material. Like, I'm using a lot of recycled plastic, and recycled plastic can sometimes be a little bit problematic with nozzle clogging. It shouldn't be, but I mean, it can be. And so it is a little bit safer to have a slightly bigger diameter for the nozzle, so you're not having, let's see, you have a lower chance that things are going to be clogging the nozzle. Printing faster is actually not so much a thing with the bigger nozzle diameter, because the melting speed of the filament is not increased, right? So it's like if the system can melt plastic at a certain speed, that's not going to change because of the nozzle diameter. It will stay the same. So from a volumetric flow perspective, it's not making the printer faster. But of course you can print bigger layer heights, and that potentially can speed up your print a tiny bit, but it's not gonna, like, 0.6 is not gonna double the print speed in any way. Okay, so this is the upper frame. Probably just gonna keep it until we have the box ready. Then there is nothing to do, I guess, with this base assembly, but double checking. Okay, we still have a couple of screw bags left, and I'm wondering what else is left. I think it's a print head. We still have to get this off the frame. So we have the biggest screws actually that we had here. Where's the corresponding bag for this? It's 4 times 45 here. This is the one. .6 is the way to go, yeah. I'm sending to Greece. Yeah, Greece is part of Europe, of course. Yeah, you can also print a little bit. With Arachne, you have a lot of flexibility. So like going for the bigger nozzle I never regret that, to be honest. Did it on all of the printers now. And it can accelerate a little bit the prints, like as well. Like you can push it a bit harder. But my biggest benefit that I had so far is I had way less nozzle clogging issues with the bigger nozzle. probably I want to clean this a little bit before we package this. So let me just, I mean, we can, let's do it with alcohol. It's probably the safest. Getting a little bit of the debris off the printer. There is a little bit of plastic rests from printing, and there's also some rubber from the rubber wheels. Yeah, it's not much, but it's something. At least that I don't want to leave it there. Just, I mean, I don't want to get someone a dirty printer, to be honest. So let's get the dust off at least, so it's not dirty anymore. So, I mean, from running this printer for I don't know how many hours, to be honest, but it has been quite a bit for the Lego figure. What you will always have with these kind of printers that have the rubber wheels running here in the rails, there's gonna be some rubber dust. It's really unavoidable, because the printer is like these rubber wheels will definitely over time they're gonna wear off a little bit. It's not terribly a lot in a way. It's not a lot, but it's going to be over time. It's going to be piling up a bit, and you will have to tighten those rubber wheels, the V-rail wheels, if you will. You have to tighten them after probably a couple of months of printing. You will see this, and you will also, like, you can double check once you have the build plate, and if it starts wobbling when you push it around, then it's time to tighten the wheels a little bit. And at some point, if they really wear down, then you need to swap them out. But I have to be honest, I don't know how easy that is on this printer. Arachne became the shit in 2022. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, it's actually a huge improvement. Good question. When do you have to enter into the giveaway? Basically, anytime during the stream, right? So the thing is, if you do it now, you can not lose anything, right? You're just entering into the giveaway anyways, and you will be in. And then at the end, towards the end of the stream, what you can do, you can just spend the rest of the nozzles. If you want 100% safe that you're actually in the giveaway, you can just do it now, and then later on you can just spend the rest. You can also decide, like, people have been watching the streams for longer, they're probably not going to spend all of their nozzles. You can always enter a number instead of max, and so you can decide how much you actually want to put into the pot. And if it's something that you're not that much interested, maybe just go with a lower number. But for the people who are doing this for the first time, it's probably like just everything now. And who knows, next time we're going to give away something that's not so valuable to you personally, then you can just still watch and keep them for later, which is probably a good idea. So what we still have to do here with this upper frame, we have to get the print head off. It is fixed with 5 screws, and that was one of the annoying parts, to be honest. This was a little bit surprising, actually, how ELEGOO decided how to do this. For example, they have I think the screws aren't the easiest to reach, right? You will probably see this if I could show it to you. So there's one thing is, for example, this cable fixture here. I'm not sure, do we have to disassemble that? Yeah, we have to. So this cable fixture that's here on the upper end, it's right here. That is, yeah, you can reach it, but it's also not the easiest. And especially if you forget about it, if you forget to mount it early enough, I would say, if you forgot to mount it right at the beginning when this is still like not tied to the printer, then this is easier. But if it's as soon as you have this all assembled on the printer, that gets actually a little bit harder because the screws can potentially fall in. What else can we do here? There's one screw here between these two wheels that we have to fix. So let me see. This is the cable clamp, or a cable, one cable clamp, and then we have these screws here, and then we have 3 more screws for the print head. So this one is in the middle, and this is without a magnetic screwdriver not easy to reach. And now getting it out is even trickier because it's just right in the middle of between these 2 rubber wheels. Yeah, we need some gripper. Okay, so one is down here, one is there's 2 more. I think here. Exactly. On the opposite side. These are a little bit easier. Now the other reality of this print head is if you want to get to the print head's like inner parts, so the if you want to reach the cooling block, you have to get this off the printer, right? You cannot leave it on and just get to the part. So you need to unscrew this section, right? So this is 2 screws that are holding the print head from the front, and then you can still not really reach this section, right? If you need to reach this side, you need to get this off the printer. And then you can potentially swap out parts here or replace something. And one example was replacing the nozzle. I was super afraid to just unscrew the nozzle here at the tip, right? You could just probably just pull off this rubber protector, the heat sock from the bottom, right? You could try that, but it's easier if you can reach it from the sides. But for that, you already have to disassemble this whole, like you have to take it off the printer. And then what you shouldn't do, in my opinion, even if you heat up the whole thing, and you could potentially reach this section here with a wrench, but if you try to unscrew the nozzle, as I tried, there is a chance that you're gonna break this whole thing in 2 pieces, right? There is a little heat, the throat basically is a very tiny piece of metal that's coming from here, and it's ending in this brass section, and then the nozzle is screwed into the heating block, right, or into this heating block. So there's a brass section, and then there comes the heating block, and then there comes the nozzle. And if you're trying to unscrew the nozzle and it's for any reason it's stuck, and you're overdoing it, you're trying to untighten it, this very tiny section here could just rip off, and then the whole thing is broken, right? That's why I did use grippers to really hold the heating block, and then use the wrench to unscrew the nozzle, right? So securing the heating block so it's not cranking on this tiny throat, and then we have like 2 forces against each other, and we don't break this section. So highly recommend not to unscrew the nozzle just from the bottom. It's a high risk that you're gonna break this thing. So there's still the 0.6 on it. So keep it at just like that. Just a warning to everyone who's trying this. I managed to break off the heat break on another printer as it has a very similar assembly, and had to wait for the replacement part for a couple of weeks, which is a really bad experience, to be honest. Right? It's not really fun. Okay. What else? Reminds kind of reminds me of the hassle of dismantling my first A-net A8. Well, yeah, that's probably not wrong. But on the A-net A8, I didn't have a heat sock. To be honest, that came way later. And I always used a gripper and like really held the heat block while I was unscrewing the nozzle, right? And that was easy because it was like hanging free, so there was nothing. There was really nothing blocking me from doing that. So it was actually easier. And the K1C, you're totally right, 3D Snafu. It is the same issue. On the K1C, like if you don't hold this heating section, like which is the ceramic heater, if you don't hold it while you're trying to unscrew the nozzle, it's gonna start turning. Like it could rip up the cable. Right, so there is a tiny cable for like bringing power to the ceramic heater and also like the heat sensors. And if you don't hold that, and you're not looking for it, and you might start unscrewing the nozzle, it might start turning. And then at some point, if it's like overturning, it might rip off the cable. It's not really elegant how they solved that. I hope that Creality. I didn't actually check on the Creality High. Not yet had a chance to check whether they improved this part. But this is definitely a thing to check because I also want to try different nozzle sizes, right? But that's a story for another video. Okay, I guess we have everything disassembled now, and I think I'm gonna just put stuff off the table for now. Is the upper section, and I'm going to just push things a bit to the side, I guess. So let's get rid of the tools. I don't want to give away my tools. And then we will take the box and start packaging this thing up. Hope that this is going to be easy. Not sure. Probably want to start here. Okay. The box is really massive. It's just huge. So we have a couple of foam pieces, and to be honest, if I'm not wrong, I mean, there was a couple of foam pieces under the bed. And I hope I can remember everything. Is there anything that's moving? Okay, we can always check the later. Like we can always go back to the original live stream where I did this. But I guess since there is, where is this coming from? So just let me double check the shape. I guess this is here. Yeah, probably this was originally sitting somewhere here. I'm not sure. Under the bed, probably, partially. I think we can do that later. The one that is a bit more tricky is this one. It's pushed under the bed screws, and we probably have to figure out the position for the whole thing, where it needs to be. But it was pushed under. And how was it in the box? Which side was the front? I think this was the front. Let's try. Well, that worked. Now it's time to figure out where everything has to be. There is more foamies here. I guess we had them, must have been here. I'm not completely wrong. Like this. But it could also be in the wrong, on the wrong side. Let's see. This was here. So far, it doesn't, at least doesn't look wrong. Let's get the cable somehow in here so it's cleanly stored. I think it was just stored around the bed, so it's not getting in between anything. And that should be the first layer here, and then we have a couple of empty slots here. So curious what went in there. Probably. What's this for the printhead? Now it's puzzle time. Now it's really puzzle time. Let's take a look at the upper foamy. What could we put in here? So much more stuff. Goodness. This was for the frame, and then there was certainly a slot for these braces. Probably right here. Okay, that's where the frame braces go. Now that's where the frame goes. However, there was no filament in here, and there was a couple of things in here. Probably everything else in terms of, was this in here? Probably yes. Okay, so we probably can, oh my goodness. Okay, we can probably get everything in here. Only question left for me is like, where did the printhead? Where was the printhead? Let's try. If we have the printhead here, it was probably in this hole, or it was here on the opposite side. No idea, to be honest. I don't know if this was for any holder. There's another slot, and there is some space here. Could be potentially, I mean, if we put this down like it was, yeah, the motors go into these holes here, but there's still a slot left here, still some space left. And there is a huge space down here. So I guess the printhead goes there. So I would say let's just put the printhead down here. Like this. It's probably not wrong. Anything else? Was this a protector for the printhead? Might be, might be not. I'm not sure. Could have been. We can try if that works. So let's put down the frame. I think we still have enough room here to put everything else up here. So let's try to get the frame in here. So we have to screw this thing down. So it runs to the very low end. I think it's the lowest position. Oh, it's just the other way around. No, is it? That's weird. Is this really the lowest position we can go? I'm not sure if this is correct. Probably just the other way around, is it? It's probably just the other way around. And we have to move it up. Oh my goodness. We have to move it up. That's unfortunate. Turn it manually. Enter giveaway in June, shift to Greece, bring back in August on plane. My goodness, what are you planning to do? Okay. So I'm manually bringing the print head or the X carriage up to the other end. Was just doing the wrong end. And then we can hopefully get this into the packaging box, into the slot. Oh my goodness, this is so slow. It's unbelievable. Can we do this faster? Yeah, we can. And just pull the belt. Okay, so I'm going to the very top end. Let's try it. It's a question of which direction. Still not fitting? Really? This looks better. Where does the print head have to go? Probably on the right hand side. And is it going in? It should be. How far? How far are we into this? For me, it looks fine, to be honest. Still feels like something's wrong. This going in here. Feel that we're doing still something's wrong, to be honest. Something is not oriented in the correct way. Could be that we have to actually turn it around one more time. Let's try just opposite. Let's try opposite side. Is this working? It's difficult. Why is it so? Well, let's get these braces out. So if we're down here, now this looks good. Okay, so I think this is not the right position. Now we have the braces on top. So we had first to get into this cavity here, then we can insert the braces. Okay, great stuff. Now it's in the right position. Good. Okay, let me zoom out. Last thing to do, we want to get everything else in. So we have these pieces of foam that were probably on top of the rails to protect the stuff. And there was two more. I'm not sure, probably. Is this right? I'm not sure. Like, there was probably two under the rail, but I'm not sure if that's correct. In the worst case, we're just leaving the two. And yeah, it's probably actually that. Have they been under the rail? Or on the side? It's probably on the side. It's possible. Yeah, that's possible. It's probably like this. Okay, that looks much better now. So let's see, can we get everything back into this area? So enough space here. I hope so. Screen. So I also need to be using all of the space now carefully. replacement nozzles, everything else. I think we're good. So this fits nicely. Cable, power cable, scraper, and the manual, and some, was it notice for use? Okay. So can we close it now? Is it working? Probably yes. Needs to be quite flat, to be honest. Okay. I think this could work. We can leave that manual actually on top. So, looks good. Looks good to me. Then we have the final thing going here. And we're done. Ta-da. Okay, got it into the box. And it should be fine because everything is like protected. Nothing should be wobbling around inside, even like if they throw the package a little bit. I think we should be good here. I mean, I did this a couple of times now. It's, it's probably not an issue. Okay. So let me quickly bring this down so we can relax a bit, get some caffeine, and think about how we do the drawing of the winner and what we're doing next. Let's count the parts that are still on the desk. Where there's just one zip bag, but I was actually bringing that to the studio because I was like afraid that we didn't have enough. But it's all good. I don't see anything here. Like we can normally, I remember actually that something was falling from the table, and I was curious. What was that? Just good that someone mentioned that. We don't want to forget the end of the spool holder. Okay, let's not forget that. Let's put it in. Okay, so that should be it. I think this was the only thing that I saw rolling from the table. But I'm triple checking now that we didn't miss anything. There was nothing. Don't see anything, to be honest. I think we're good. I think we're good. Good. There's probably a drawer with leftover screws. Yeah, this is just normal screws. There's nothing special about them. So if you're missing something, which I would doubt, now we have everything in the correct little zip bags. Should be good. So, curious enough to take it apart, smart enough to put it back together, sneaky enough to hide the leftover screws. Every engineer knows this. Yeah, that's right. That's always a bad feeling if you have leftover screws and like, yeah, where did this go? Where is this missing? Is this especially if you assemble a plane, right? If you disassemble and assemble a plane, and then you're like 10 screws are left over from assembling the plane, and they're like, is this a good sign? Probably it's not. Okay, good. What else do we want to do? One thing that I want to show you now, which leads to the next project, is what we're doing for the Easter vacation. So let me bring it up. I did some design, or at least some changes to an existing design that I want to discuss for now, and we're gonna just start with the original design. Let me see this. Let's put it in Bambu Studio. Why not? So let's try out screen sharing. Is screen sharing working with the chat? Probably not. So we also have to fix the screen sharing screen. I basically just changed everything, to be honest. I changed all of the different screens to be more like divided in a way that we can see the chat better and also have notifications and some additional text. So let me just fix the positions of stuff here. What is this? I think this is the right one. This is the corner camera. Okay, let's make it smaller. Okay, I think it's good. I think this is good. Good stuff. So is this the right screen? No, it's not. So get this down. Bambu Studio, come on, let me show people what I'm doing here. So what are we doing for Easter? We have this little rabbit here. The rabbit is from Printables. It's a commercial model, which I was actually on purpose looking for a commercial license model. So I can make something and then also share it and potentially also print it with a commercial intention, potentially, but maybe not. And so this was the original rabbit. I think it's like fairly detailed, still missing some eyes maybe, so maybe we need to add some detail there. Also like painting, probably just after the fact. Now this wouldn't be interesting because I wanted to make something extraordinary huge, right? And so I decided to start a modification, and thank you KWB3D for following, and Milo Blue for following, Berlin 4 APK for following, Berlin 2501 for following, It's a Butters for following, and Bakaxi for subscribing with Prime. Thank you very much. Awesome. Awesome. I totally appreciate that. I hope that you're having fun. Now, what's the next thing is the bunny chair, which was my modified version of this. So let's get rid of the original bunny. So this is the modified version. I did this in Blender just in a couple of minutes. So just using some sculpting tools to basically just carve out and like make this a little bit wider. So making the butt of the bunny a little bit wider and a little bit deeper, and then also carving out this middle section. Now you would probably think, okay, Daniel was trying to place an egg here. That's not incorrect. It's not incorrect. That's probably something that I will try just as a test print, so just see the result of like how the resolution looks like and stuff. Probably gonna print it like this in this kind of like size even. But the idea that I have with this object is actually we're gonna print this so I can sit in it. Right? So I want to print it that large that a human body can fit in here, so we can sit in the rabbit's back, basically have a relaxing position here, and we can have like an ear chair. If you know ear chairs, they have like these ears left and right, right? So you're just basically sitting in there and you can just like tilt your head to the side and sleep. And so that's what I'm intending to do here. So I'm probably have to modify this section a bit further so it's a little bit more comfy. But the idea that I have is making this a bunny chair and printing it in real life size. That of course will require some testing, because I don't want to print it and then figure out it's totally the wrong shape, or it's like the arm rests are too high, whatever. So what I'm trying as a next step is I'm going to print some kind of dummy. I think you found an interesting dummy model on Printables. which is probably the most popular dummy. So if you're looking for that, you probably find it easy. And I'm gonna print that dummy and put it in a proportionally sized egg bunny chair model. So we're gonna size everything so it's like kind of working out. And so we can figure out, okay, is the sizing kind of reasonable, and is also like the shape, and so does it work? Is the leg space enough? So are the legs hanging or out, or are the legs? Is it uncomfortable to have your legs up there, or like whatever? I'm not sure yet. So to be honest, I have no idea if it's gonna work. But I have this kind of vision that this is eventually we're gonna find a nice shape also for the seat, so it really fits the body shape, and it's really comfortable to sit there. And then I mean, if it's another idea that I had, we can also put some. I mean, we can really glue some cloth in to the inside, which is like how's it called? How's it like? It has this like, I don't know, only the bunny skin, but we want to use something that is kind of soft and nice to touch. So probably finding some specific cloth that has. Yeah, that's soft touch, I would say. That's for the lack of a better wording. So we can like just glue it to the inside of the chair, so it's like even more comfortable to sit, or we can cover the whole bunny with it, with some fur. So I don't know. Maybe that's an idea, but we can also just paint it and just have the inside of the chair section a little bit more covered with some like comfortable parts, or like soft foam or whatever, just to make the thing not. I mean, the plastic chair will probably, like, if you're sitting in there for short term, it might be okay, but sitting there for, I would say, longer, just watching a movie, that can be a little bit hard, I guess. So that's why I'm thinking about something like a soft foam inside, or something that makes it a little more like the long-term usable, but that also is going to reduce the inner size depending on the thickness of the material that we want to glue inside. Not sure. I'm totally not sure yet about that, to be honest. So it's just I would say some thinking that I had, that this might be coming, or that we might have to do it, or we just need a pillow or whatever. Like maybe just a pillow is enough. But yeah, so I'm gonna test this out with a dummy first. This is like in a small scale, figuring out the dimensions and like the basically the relations. Like, does it work? Is it also high enough? Is it too high? Is the seating position too low? So the head is not even like in between the bunny ears. So it might be actually the case now. It might be that the bunny ears are too high up and the seat is too low. Figuring that out will take probably a couple of iterations, because we can do it in Blender and probably like do a fake human body. This is another option, just to do it completely virtually, try it out completely virtually just in Blender using some kind of ragdoll. I'm open to try anything, but in the end I want to print it in human scale size, and that's going to be the project for the next 4 weeks, because exactly in 4 weeks, like 1 month, it's not 4 weeks, actually it's 30 days. The 20th of April is Easter Sunday, and so the goal is that by Easter Sunday I hope that I can finish this print, and the software that I'm intending to use for cutting it into pieces is Luban. So probably gonna get a license for a month or something, which is like not too expensive. And Luban is something that you probably know already. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of this program, but it can do all kinds of different things. Like it can create like litho paints and stuff. But the most important thing that I want to do with it is actually cutting things into pieces automatically. But you can of course do the cutting of this with the slicing program, but it is a lot of work. It's manual work. You have to cut it and cut it and cut it and cut it, and also insert all of these like dowels and position them so that you in the end can glue everything back together. Now what Luban does exactly that, it does automatically cut this into shapes and adds these dowels and also the holes for them, so you can later on just get them in. Actually, I heard from another streamer that they don't even print the dowels, but they just use wooden dowels, like the ones that you can use for woodworking. So that just really the very simple wood dowels that you can buy, 10mm thickness, and use those just to like hammer them in and then also glue them together. So it's probably also like, it's probably just less work just to get those, and then not using 3D printed ones, and they're more stable because they're made from wood. So in the end, using that. Then the second idea, or another idea that I had for this whole construction is that once we are printing the seating section here, even though I believe that this thing is going to be stable enough to be for a human to sit there, like let's say with 100 kilo or so, I think it could make sense that we are inserting some carbon rods into this whole thing. So it would probably make sense to have, once we have the pieces cut, that we're also like making a complete bore from top to bottom in Blender or something else. Like, could we do probably in Blender, just inserting a cutout for a carbon rod or 2 carbon rods maybe that go from the head section to the bottom just straight through. So the whole seating, the back seat is even more like protected from breaking, because there is one section of this whole thing that's a little bit in the air, and that's here with the feet, and probably we need a carbon rod that goes like in this direction and diagonal, so from the head to the back side, so under the seat. I think if we have some diagonal carbon rod going from there and then also like through the legs, just to make them a little more sturdy, this couldn't hurt. But yeah, I don't have a software to simulate the forces there. I'm just assuming that this is working. And then the other question is, of course, are you printing this with 100%? Like, are you printing this part with infill, or are you making it solid, just like in the shell section? Because we could theoretically, we could make it hollow on the inside, right? We could decide, okay, the whole thing is maybe 1 meter long or something. And that means there's a lot of hollow space in this, especially here in the head section and like the front section. There's a lot of hollow space, and also under the seat there's still a lot of space empty. And it could make sense to just print the shell of the whole thing with, I would say, maybe 10 centimeters of thickness, right? And then there would be some air in this model, right? There would be some inside volume that is not 3D printed, but that is a matter, like it's a question of stability of like the whole thing being glued together. Is it still stable enough if we are not printing it completely filled, but just the shell in a specific thickness? Let's say I would think something around 10 centimeters of thickness is reasonable, but it's also, maybe, I don't know if it's enough, but from this other project that I've seen with the huge life-size mammoth from Chaos Printer, he later in his like kind of looking back 1 year of printing the mammoth, he was already like thinking, okay, that the whole shell of the mammoth was just not thick enough to make it stable enough. So he would recommend going with a thicker shell. And he also didn't print it completely filled, right? There was no infill because this thing is so huge. It's like really a 2 meter high object and probably like 2 cubic meters of volume. So it's really, the inside is crazy big. And so that's why you cannot print it completely filled. It doesn't really make sense, right? It's like a totally waste of material if you do that. In this case, I'm still like debating with myself, like, is this gonna make sense to like internally print it filled for stability reasons? I'm gonna calculate how much filament that would be, and then we'll like probably do two different versions of this just to figure out how much material it is going to use for filling it up from the inside, and then also like a version that is just a shell print, which is enough thickness to keep it stable enough. And then maybe we need some, like maybe just fill it up with something. Now we can just put some granular infill from the hardware store. I mean, there's like insulation granulate that could work as a like an infill, so just to make it a little more like less likely that it's going to break. Even if something cracks, then there's still the infill that's hard to compress, but that's so much cheaper because it's just like these little pellets, and we could just fill up the whole thing and then just print a shell basically just around it. So that's an idea that I had. I'm gonna like calculate all the options now and figure out what is sort of reasonably printable. Now, coming to the giveaway, actually, I guess it's time now to do it and also move on with this Rabbit project. And what we're doing next is also going to be exciting. So let's get the giveaway on screen. Just get the right thingy on screen. Where is my giveaway public website? Here we go. This should be it. So this is the public website. You can always open it up. And let's just check how many people have already entered. There's 12 entrants. 372 tickets have been put into the basket, so that's nice. Actually, I don't see so. There's not so many entrants that with high numbers, so people didn't yet. No one did actually yet put a significant high number of tickets into the bucket. I can't tell you the individual numbers because I don't want to expose this. That's everyone's like personal thingy. So you can still continue putting stuff into the contest if you want. If you want the ELEGOO Neptune 4 Plus. For now, for me, it looks like there is a kind of a very good distribution of tickets, so there's not going to be any huge outliers here. And that's also determining the chances of everybody, right? If you're like have 10 times the tickets into the system, it's probably a higher probability that you can win. But I've seen this now not only once, that even a person has already won here that had very few in the pot, and everybody else was like throwing in big numbers and still didn't win because it's still random, right? So in random number can be just picking the person with the lowest number of tickets. Of course it can happen. And so that's why it really doesn't matter so much how many you put in, but it can theoretically make a little bit of a difference. Okay, what next? We still have some time left. It's only running for 1 hour, 20 minutes. So one thing that I would ask you to do is just put in the chat what we should do next. I have two options. The first option is we can go back to the Creality High combo and maybe take a closer look at the nozzle swapping. That is a topic that I'm really interested in. So that's option number one. And option number two is we can also talk a little bit more about the CFS, the multicolor printing system. By the way, I have some kind of exciting information that I want to share here, because that's going to be definitely something for another live stream. Creality is my marketing partner at Creality. They agreed that they're going to send me the upgrade kit for the K1C to enable multicolor printing with the K1C. Now, what you need to know is that the CFS multicolor system is only available on the latest printers anyways, so like the K2 Plus, for example. But Creality is also has already announced, and it's already listed with some of the with some of the shops that I know, they have announced a K1C and I think was it K plus or like K1 plus? I don't know exactly. Like I think the K1C, the K1 and the K1 plus, K1C, K1 plus, they have. There is a kit available, or it's gonna be available soon, that makes these printers compatible or like usable with the CFS system. Now that's quite interesting, because the thing with the CFS system is the new printhead from the Creality High has a filament cutter inside, so it can run the printhead to the side, and there is a little bumper, and then it basically just pushes in a little lever here at the printhead, and that lever cuts the filament above the hot end, and that's basically just what Bambu Lab does. Very similar construction, and that's why it's a mechanical solution. So it's not electrical in a way, same as with Bambu. So there's just this little pusher that's just pushing a little knife, a blade, through the filament, cuts it, and that's it. So technically, that's the only, in my opinion, that should be the only change that's required on the printhead. Of course, that also requires that there is kind of a little slot for the filament blade, right? So there needs to be kind of a slot above the throat that where the blade can go through and cut the filament. So probably that's the modification that they're shipping. They're kind of a tool head modification. Very likely that's going to enable this filament cutter. And I'm not sure what exactly we're going to replace on the K1C, but it's probably like that little section, or the top head section of the tool head is going to be replaced. And then from an electrical point of view, like electronics, the CFS system is powered by the Creality High currently. So there's only one cable going from the Creality High to the CFS, because that cable also carries the power to the CFS. Now with the kit, there comes a separate power supply, because the K1C and the K1 and the K1 Plus, they don't have the right connector to power the CFS. So probably don't have enough power to like provide enough energy. So they have there's also a separate plug at the back of the CFS where you can plug in an external power supply. That's what's gonna be shipped as well. So the only question left then, like besides the filament cutter and the power supply, is how do they connect it to the mainboard? And it could just be over USB, to be honest. So that doesn't require any replacement of the mainboard, because there is a USB plug. So there's a USB connector on this printer, and that could just be as simple as that you have that you simply have a USB cable going into the printer, and that's of course going to block your USB port, or maybe they have a little USB hub or whatever, that way I can still use the USB port even when the CFS is plugged in. But personally, I would probably use the USB port, and then it could already be working. So I'm really curious, really looking forward to this upgrade, just to test it out, whether it makes sense for anybody who already has the K1C or the K1 series printers to get the multicolor printing on that printer, because technically it is a fairly cheap upgrade then. You don't need to buy the whole printer. If you're happy with the K1 printer and you just want to get multicolor printing, it's probably a reasonable way to go, and not swapping out the whole printer. Now, what you should know is that the build volume of the Creality High is bigger. So it is 40 millimeters wider in terms of the print bed. So it has like 260 by 260 instead of 220 by 220. So it's like even bigger, and it also is much higher. It has a print volume of 300 like it has a height of 300 millimeters in the print area. So the Creality High is absolutely a bigger printer than any previous Creality Ender series printer. So all of the previous Ender printers are still on this like smaller build plate size. And any previous print plate from any previous Ender printer still works on the K1C and on the Ender printers. But the Creality High is the first printer actually that moved to, I would say, a Bambu Labs, similar Bambu Labs sized print bed. It's even like 4 millimeters bigger, so 260 by 260. And so that's why all of the like build plates that you might have for your previous Ender printers don't work anymore on the Creality High, right? So it's definitely a completely new it's a completely new bed size, and so it's like it wouldn't even make sense to put the Bambu Lab sheets on there because it's not centered anymore, and I would have been a little bit afraid that the print head might go off the print bed if you don't take care. Like you could maybe use them, but I wouldn't go for it. It's just a tiny bit bigger, but yeah, this is probably all on purpose. But yeah, probably like with a little bit of risk, it's probably still working. Now, the giveaway hit 1 hour 20. Yeah, that's right. We're still talking. Just want to tease you too long. There's still 20 people watching with that. So you didn't make a choice yet, right? So maybe we can do a little poll. I have a couple of options that we can just do, and I'm gonna poll in the chat. Like actually, it's the first time I'm trying this. So let's try. So what should we try next? What should we try next? And you're gonna answer this in the poll section of Twitch. So first one is we are going to what was the first one? We're gonna we're gonna replace the nozzle on the Creality High, which could be replace nozzle swapping on Creality High. Okay, so that would be the first option. Second option would be we could unbox a Bambu A1 combo. That could be a second option, because this is still something that's in the corner. The next one is we could do some maintenance because I fix the Prusa Mini Plus, and I think that's everything I could offer you for tonight. That's the 3 things I still have to do. Or we could like a cut, like a size and cut. We're going to like print the ragdoll or print the bunny chair in a small, and print the ragdoll. So there's just a couple of things I actually have to do now, right? So it's like not that I don't have to do it. That's actually the things that I have to do because I need to get these projects forward. So let's start the poll now. And you have the options now, right? Are you seeing the poll? I'm not sure, like, are you going to see it? Is it visible to you? Probably yes. I have no idea because I don't see it. Like it's probably on the Twitch app. Okay, that's great. I just want to see it myself. I think it's the first time I'm trying the poll option. I never saw that, to be honest. So let's see. Is the poll still running? I never saw that. Okay, so there's a poll is still running. So unboxing, people are like, oh, okay, so unboxing Bambu A1 combo, Fixing Prusa Mini is also not. It's second place. I'm really like the Prusa Mini. That is actually, to be honest, this is not a normal Prusa Mini anymore. I did some modifications already to it, but it really needs some maintenance. And I want to see the how does Prusa's vibration compensation? How is it called now? I've totally forgot how they call it now. Ah, my goodness. It's not as close Clipper. They have a different name for it. Is it like input? Yeah, it's input shaper. I'll say, actually, let's call it input shaper. Okay. Okay. Just vote it. Still running. How long is it going? I think we still have 1 minute to go or something, or like a couple minutes. 90 people on Twitch watching, so it's not getting so many more people. I think we had peak stream with 20 or something. Is it? We just checked the peak viewership. Was it 24 actually? Actually 24. Okay, so Paul is still running, my friends, and we have two close competitors like unboxing Bambu A1 combo and fixing the Prusa Mini Plus. We have to fix the Prusa Mini Plus anyways at some point. We have to do it in one of the streams, in one of the upcoming streams, because I need to get this printer running again. I want to test the Prusa Link, and I also want to test the mobile app. Because Prusa recently has, at least they have a little bit of a closed, like a beta version of the app. People are still here for the giveaway. Yeah, that's good. Not to sound like I'm just around for a giveaway, but how does it work? Well, it is just simply you're just by watching, you're collecting loyalty points on the channel on Twitch. They are called nozzles, and if you want to check how many nozzles you have, you can just say exclamation mark nozzles, and then it will tell you how many nozzles you have, and I don't have any. And so it will tell you how many nozzles you have, and then you can spend them by saying ticket, exclamation mark ticket, or tickets, both works equally. Tickets max or tickets a number, like if you don't want to spend all the tickets, and then you're basically putting them into the giveaway pot, so that determines more likely your chances to win. And then we are going to draw a winner at the end of the stream. And you have to have, of course, you have to be watching quite a while, like at least I think 5 minutes or 10 minutes to watch, so to get any new tickets, and then you continue watching the stream and you get more tickets, and then you can spend them anytime. You can also just keep them and spend them next time, right? If you're not interested. And yeah, because of the question coming up again, this is the countries that I'm sending this printer to, because it's so heavy and huge that I am not going to send it to the US, and I'm not going to send it to Australia and like Asia and stuff. It's just too far away. We're just sending to European Union countries, Switzerland, UK, Ireland, and the rest of Europe, which is like countries that are still considered Europe in the terms of DHL, right? And the list is quite long, but it's still DHL has a specific list where they, like, you can look it up if you go to DHL in their website, and they will tell you exactly what countries are, like they consider still part of Europe, but not Russia. So that's that. The filometers, I think we didn't use the filometers yet, did we? I think there's no use that, except probably that I think there is now a possibility to use the filometers. If you hit this little button here, there is a little button in the Twitch app, which is here in the corner. And then it pops up these thingies here. And you can spend these filometers on, like you can get new emotes, or you can send messages, and you can like basically just unlock specific emotes if you're not a Prime or like Twitch subscriber. So if you want to get these custom emotes that I'm adding over time now, you can also get one of them. And the last one is eat a spoon of hot nuts. That's the red one, right? And that's kind of a bonus for the long-term viewers if they want me to punish me for whatever reason they might want to do it. I have a couple of packages here up here with like really hot nuts, Carolina Reaper peanuts actually, and they're super hot. And like we have one tradition here, like first of all, you can like, if you have enough of these points, you can make me eat the nuts. And if every 5 subscribers on the channel, that's why we have this little counter here down below, is once we reach 5 new subs through the stream, in that specific stream, I'm also gonna eat the hot nuts, which is a little bit unpleasant, but I also like hot stuff, so it's like, but I didn't eat these kind of hot, really super hot things since a while, so that's why I'm saying, okay, that's the trade-off. And also we are spinning the wheel. And that's actually the more correct thingy to do is every 5 new subs we're also spinning the wheel. That means I'm also potentially spending free subscriptions and potentially eating some super hot nuts. That's how it works. But it's probably like we still have to get into the habits on the channel. We still probably need to grow the viewership a little bit more so that more people are going to join over time and do some exciting projects. And I think once we reach a reasonable number of streamers, then it's going to be like a lot more stuff that's happening in the stream when we have these little, I would say, challenges that I have to go through. So that's that. And I think I don't want to stream on. Actually, I don't want to stream on my mobile phone anymore. That's just, I'm not sure if this is a good idea, just because of the bandwidth of my network. But how did the poll end? It probably ended. I just missed that, to be honest. Where did the poll end? Didn't it put out the results somewhere in the chat? Where is it? Where is it? Should be there. I'm just curious, like, where did it put it? Where is the poll results? Poll management, view results. Ah, okay, so it was a separate window. Okay, I see. So I have to click a button here. Okay, so the poll results are in. Can I show it? Let me show that. It's weird that it didn't put it in the chat. That's weird. Probably I wanna figure this out next time how this works. So this is the poll results. So 46% of you want me to unbox the Bambu A1 combo now, and the second place is fixing the Prusa Mini Plus. Nozzle swap on the Creality High is not that, but I was actually expecting you to be more interested in that. And like print the bunny chair, print a ragdoll. I'm gonna do that anyways, right? So it's gonna happen later on when I start building this huge bunny. So let's get started. You have voted for unboxing the A1, and this is actually a good coincidence because the A1 is pretty much the same printer as, I mean, not the same printer, but it's a very similar concept as the Creality High, and we can. I definitely wanted to see the differences, so that's why the A1 combo is here, and also like over time I'm still doing testing on the Creality High, so we're not going to extensively test the Bambu A1 now, or like at least not for the next 1 or 2 weeks. And that's still going to be the Creality High, because like everybody knows probably a lot about the A1, but not so much of the Creality High and how good it is. and that's why I still continue to print a lot of things on the Creality High. So, printer is on the way, underway. We get this huge box, the huge box. At least a much bigger box than the A1 Mini. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, here we go. The Bambu Lab A1 combo. Surprise unboxing. Let's get some knives here. Okay. It was pinned like 10 seconds after the poll ended. Okay. How long till giveaway? Well, I'm still up here. I'm still here for the next, I would say, hour. But it doesn't, the thing is, if you put in all your nozzles now, you will get notified anyway. So we're gonna pick a winner and you don't have to be in the stream when the giveaway happens. So I will let you know if you are potentially winning that I'm gonna go through the Twitch chat, right? So that's the way how we do it. So you're not gonna miss if you're winning, if you're not here, for sure. So let's get the A1 combo. I'm really curious how the A1 combo looks like, but it's like for probably a lot of you it's not that much exciting because that printer is not exactly new. For me, it is more about getting to know the printer a bit more in terms of, I have the A1 Mini, and I think I never showed the A1 Mini on the stream because it's also something that I'm going to give away, but not on the stream. It's going to be a giveaway for the next Chaos meeting. Yeah, probably we don't need the knife. The next Chaos, the Chaos printer meeting, I'm going to bring the A1 Mini, and we're going to give it away on site. Basically, it's a local event, and that's why the printer is not really that much on the channel. But maybe at some point in the future, come on. But maybe at some later point in the future, I might be getting another A1 Mini once we have done the giveaway on the event. And then we might also take a look at the A1 Mini. But technically the A1 Mini is exactly the same printer as this one, it's just smaller. I mean, it's a little bit different in terms of the rail system, tiny bit difference, but it will produce the same stuff, right? It's just smaller. So can we already get this off here? Okay, let's cut it. Good one. Okay, so the packaging as usual, the packaging of Bambu Labs printers is good. But if you've just seen the reboxing of the ELEGOO, honestly, getting a Bambu Lab printer back into the box is way more complex. Because they have so many cardboard pieces, and then another thing here and another corner there, and it's absolutely it's like dimensionally I don't know, it's like 2 times more complex than other printers, I would say. So like to get all of this like back into the right position, to get it back into the box, I can imagine it's a little bit challenging, at least. Filament swatches. I didn't know that they've shipped the filament swatches with it. This is the rollers that's for the AMS system. So let's get all of the stuff out here. Is this the mount for the AMS? Yeah. Okay. So this is where the spools will be pushed on top. Right. So these are the little spool holders. Now, there's already people modifying all of that heavily because I think it's probably better. Is it underneath this? Let's get stuff out. What is where? Is it another section? Okay. This should be done. So we definitely need to get rid of the stuff soon because it's piling up here. So that's the AMS system. The centerpiece with all of the motors. There's a little zip tie here. Nice one. Okay. Don't want to get too much stuff piling up. Hope we can get rid of a few things now. Can we? We don't need that. So lots of individual pieces. What is this? This seems to be I think this is the filament, the poop extractor or whatever you might call it, where the poop is being pushed against. So power cable, don't need that probably, not for now. And all kinds of arms, filament arm, whatever. Section 3. So many pieces. That's why I'm saying, getting this thing ever back into the box, this is not easy. So what's next? I guess, is this stuck here or is it glued or, I don't know. How do we get this out? This is interesting. Okay, this is the top section with the print head and rail system. So let's keep it just here. And this is the bottom. That should be it. Don't miss it. Hope we don't miss anything here. So anything here. For me, it's actually like if I ever have to ship this printer, it's probably good that we are doing this live because I still can watch the recording and say, this was going here and this was underneath there and oh my goodness, and I totally got this piece of cardboard and that shit. So PTFE tubes, and we should have it, and a huge pile of stuff that we don't want here, at least not directly in front of the camera. Let's get it off. Goodness, this is so many things. That's going to be cleanup tomorrow, I can tell you. Significant work. Okay. Are you still with me? The flimsy and clunky arm looks pretty outdated nowadays. I have no idea. Like, we're gonna find out if it's working. I think it's not about the point of being outdated. It's more about is it doing a good job of creating results? How good are the results? Is it reliable? How does multicolor printing work? So what is important now So figuring out, now we did all of the unboxing. I'm really playing stupid here because I'm just a person. I have no idea how this is working. So I guess there is a manual in here, right? There is a small manual. And what does it say? There is a disclaimer, warranty. Well, yeah, nice. I like warranty. Quick start. So what is in the box? We probably know now what's in the box. Sample filament. Seriously? I mean, this must be a joke, right? So this is the sample filament that they give you, and they don't even give you a single spool of filament. Like, I mean, this is stupid, to be honest. This is nothing. Okay, first step. Install the build plate. Now, honestly, this is probably going to be the last thing that I'm going to do, because installing the build plate is, you get finger grease on it and you don't have proper adhesion. So we're going to do that last. Let's build. So, okay, unlock heat bed. How do we do that? We are going to put this printer upside down. And there's 4 screws here that we need to get out. Where's my screwdrivers? Where did I put my screwdrivers? When we are, here we go. Here they are. Okay, screwdrivers out. My friends, we're releasing the bed. Are we supposed to announce our present? No, you can announce your presence. I'm gonna welcome you. Focus on, I guess. You don't have to be present for the giveaway, but it's fun. So if you have to leave now, it's not bad, because you can always you just put your nozzle into the pot, and I'm gonna announce the winner anyways. And if you are not here when we're done, you can. I will notify you in the directly in private message on Twitch, so you don't miss it. And I'm also going to announce it on the Discord server. Like, Discord server is, by the way, I'm revamping the Discord server to like hopefully get the community going there a little bit more again, and so you will also get a notification there, right? So let's speed it up a bit. So let's get the secure screws out, or the bed screws out that are holding this in place. Does it have to be this way? It doesn't matter, I guess not. So 4 screws are holding this in place. I mean, this is a lot, but maybe it's required. So let's turn it back. Do we? Printer frame. Okay, put the printer frame end on the table. Okay, let's move on. This is the bottom section. Printer frame on the table. Okay, there's lots of zip ties, I guess, that we have to cut now. I hope this is correct. Put the frame, tilt the base housing about 45 degrees to pass through the printer frame. Align the slot with the printer frame as shown in the diagram. Okay, so we want to tilt this, and then we want to slide it in. Or we can just do it. There's stuff glued on. I guess we want to first get this tape off before we do that. I guess we also have to remove all of this zip stuff, but let's just continue as they are telling us. So how is it going to work? Tilt the base housing about 45 degrees. Okay, so we're gonna like kind of slide it in. Is it? We're gonna slide this through. Printer is coming here. I hope there's nothing underneath. I'm just triple checking. Did we miss anything? Hope not. Okay, so we're going to slide it through. So it goes down. Okay, nice. Slowly lower the base housing until it's fully flush with the printer frame. Nice. Okay, cut the zip tie, blah, blah, blah. But it's not fixed yet, right? It's just there. No screws. Okay. Fine. Okay, they want us to cut all of the zip ties. Okay, let's do that. More zip ties. And more zip ties. And more plastic. So that's why I think it's like almost impossible to get this back into the original state when you have to, I don't know, if you want to send it back to Bambu Lab or, I mean, seriously, it's really difficult. Wish you luck if you ever have to ship this back. Oh my goodness, what's wrong with this zip tie? Why is it so stuck? Okay. More plastic, more zip ties. I'm wondering, why does it have to be so many of them? Like, is it really so unstable if it's getting transported? Or is it just like, let's make it triple safe and why is it not getting out? Okay. Stupid, why was it not moving? Come on. Why is it not getting out? Stuck. Okay, done. More plastic, more waste. Okay, what else? There are more zip ties here. Okay, that one. Now it's really need to be careful that we're not missing. Here's another one. Okay, another zip tie. Like, why is there so many? So I don't want to miss any. So it's like, hopefully that's it. So all of the zip ties cut. Okay, cut the zip tie. That's funny. It's actually funny. In the manual it says cut the zip tie. It's like 20 or something. Remove the zip ties and foam paddings. Okay. Push the heat bed fully to the front and where the screen is located. Open the Y-axis cover. The Y-axis cover. How? The Y-axis cover. Can we just pull this? How is it supposed to be opened? Push, pull. Ah, okay. Gently. Okay, that was maybe not that gentle. Yeah, I pulled it out now. There's probably some cables that we need to pass through or whatever. Install screws. There's these green holes, if you can see them, like all over the place here. There's so many of them. 10 times 10 screws. That should be somewhere in one of these, like probably in this little card box here. I have the A1 mini grade printer, but would like a bigger print area. Yeah, I can imagine. That's why I think it's just like the better deal to get the big one. So They got caught up in a zip tie scheme, but 3 get 4 and buy 3 and get 4. Bambu went all in. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of being a challenge to get back into the box, my Ender 3 KE was also quite difficult to get back into the box when I had to ship it back. Glad to see I'm not the only one having issues. Yeah, can imagine. I did ship the Ender 3 V3 KE as a giveaway, if you remember. And that was actually not too difficult to do. I mean, it was, I don't exactly remember what, I think it wasn't that complicated. But I had the advantage that I still had the video from the unboxing, right? So I was able to watch parts of it and see, okay, where did what go, and that was kind of helpful. But not everybody is recording themselves if they do an unboxing, right? Just for the purpose of having a video to watch later if they have to ship it back. But that could actually be quite clever. Like I'm also not doing that if I'm unboxing other things that are not part of this. Okay, so I guess we just have to, like, everywhere there's a green point, we have to put one of these screws, which are all the same size, which is good because like that's actually good because it's not like the Neptune 4 Plus has like, I don't know, 5, 6 different screws, but they're all labeled, so you can't actually mistake anything. If it's not actually not working, it's not going to happen if you just follow through the manual. So how many? There is 2 more here, like a lot actually. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. I was stupid. 2. No, it's 10. It's just, my doubt was like, can I still count correctly? Did I mistake this? You weren't smart enough to record an unboxing, yeah. It caught fire. Oh my goodness. Your printer caught fire, seriously. Wow, that's crazy. Actually, I never had a printer going on fire. So, I'm probably just lucky. I'm not sure. Okay, so that has been 10. There must be 2 more, probably on the other end. Yes. This is the second position, other side. Fine. So 1 screw is left, that's probably intentional. So if you're losing one, but there's also the other ones that we just removed from the bottom. They're probably, I'm not sure if they're going to be getting another use anytime soon, but we're going to keep them here. Keep them in the little bag. So we lock the base housing. I guess we're fine with that. Now put the cover back. Okay. Put the cover back. So that was easy enough. Put the cover back. Turn the A1 90 degree on its rear, laying it on the edge of a table. On its rear, oh my goodness. With cardboard for protection. I mean, we have our little working mat, that should be good. It's also not very hard. Printer is secure on a table with the following steps. Okay, we probably have to do some cables now. There's multiple cables coming out of this part here, and I'm wondering, where is this supposed to go? Slide up the cable box until the Type-C cable clicks in place. Okay, where is the plug for this? Where is it? Is it supposed to go somewhere here? Where is this plug going? Here. Okay, there is a tiny slot here. I'm not sure if you can see this, but there is like this thingy here is fixed, and so you can just push it into the target slot. Okay. Okay, and then there is one screw to secure this, and it's not moving anymore. Fine. And then we have 3 cables. 1, 2, camera, X motor, Z motor. Where's the Z motor cable? Is it here? Is it this one? So we have to remove the tape. And then we can run this cable in this little funnels here, or slots, to have it nicely, like it's nicely in place, not moving out. But it requires a little bit of pushing. So let's try not to break anything here. How can I get it into the slot? For each cable individually. Okay, so and it goes around here. And is it down? Come on. Okay, so this is done, and then final plug in. So it's not touching the ground. So this is how it looks now. The 3 cables going in here, and this one is coming from underneath. It's probably the Z-axis, and it's going here and into the plug. And let's turn it around. Okay, it's not exactly nothing to do, to be honest. Still some work. Fold out the touchscreen. Well, that's already... We can also remove the little screen protector. That's it. Install the purge wiper. So the purge wiper, I remember this was this thingy, and is there a screw to be used? And a 1 M3x12 from the accessory box to fix, like there is a screw somewhere. A 1 for purge wiper. Also, they're all labeled. Okay, nice. So there is one little zip bag with 1 screw for the zip wiper. So better not lose that screw. Okay, and the zip wiper is tight. Where does it go? How is this mounted? In which direction? This way? So it's sliding in place first and then screwing down? I don't know. There is slider? Yes. That's not exactly easy to find if your printer is not on the back side, but it's working. Okay, so the nozzle wiper is in position. Purge wiper. So what else? Is there anything else to do? Okay, with the printer we seem to be done now. Again, we're gonna do the print bed installation as the last step. And now we're assembling the AMS. So we can put a printer here for a second
install stuff here. So how is this working? There is this mount, or like to call it, what's the position? It's like that. The stand. And there is, I guess there is a printable version of the stand that you can use to put it on top of the printer instead of using this part here. We can probably print that and like just have it sitting on top of the printer, although I'm not super sure if that's the perfect thing to do. But people have done it for base housing. Oh, that is what this was, the ones that we used. Then we have for AMS Lite and for scraper, I don't know, scraper. This is the thingy that we can print. So we have these screws here, lots of them, and the screwdriver. And we're gonna fix the, this is actually screws that are gonna grab into the plastic, so it's not threaded. It's just really going into the plastic. Let's do it. Can confirm, having a printer catch fire is not the recommended way to melt the filament. I did melt it though. I've never had a printer catch fire, but I did melt like 5 spools of filament when trying to dry them in the oven. Okay, that's unfortunate. Let's quickly catch up with the followers. I think I missed Milo Blue KW. No, that's actually not that. Haydar SR, Tactical Tug, and Dad HULV. Thank you for following. So there is 2 more here. I'm not sure how many more screws are we gonna use here. It's just so many. For stiffener C-clamp, whatever that is. Stiffener C-clamp. Let's see. So good. Then, since this is done now, we need to, like, there is still a zip tie here. Just they went all overboard with the zip ties. There's another huge one here. Another one that we, why is this even here? What function did it have? Did it just hold this? Like, okay, this is a little bit wobbly. Okay, I get it. So we have these nice thingies. Are they different colors? Oh yes, there's green and yellow ones. And there's also green and yellow pins here. So we probably want to use the same colors. How is it gonna fix? Just pushing on? Okay. I'm not sure how it's gonna ever release. So we need a green one here. How's it working? There. Okay, so just push a bit more. They actually look like the shape is actually that you cannot confuse them, which is great. So you cannot really put them on the wrong way. So we have these. What are they called? Spool holders, yeah, okay. So 4 spool holders. Now we are connecting this. I think we don't we need more screws actually? No. Maybe there's a different thing that we could do where we would need the screws, but not now at least, seems to be. So I think we don't need anything from here. From the toolbox at the moment, at least. Let's put this so that we don't miss any part later. Okay, so AMSS connection. garbage. So, how is this being connected? Wondering, there's only one cable. There is short, they tell us there are short PTFE tubes and there is long PTFE tubes. So let's figure out which ones are. There's actually 5. How many? 5 tubes? Like, why is there 5 slots and only 4? What's that? Okay. So we have like 2 long ones and 2 short ones, right? Okay, so does it really matter which one is connected? Insert short PTFE tubes into ports 1 and 2. Okay, we need to be deliberate about this. Short ones into 1 and 2. Wow. Okay, which one is the short one? Okay, this is a short one, short one, short one, short one. So short one in slot 1. What is slot 1? Is it slot 1 on the printer, or is it what is it? Insert all 4 PTFE tubes into the tool head. So that doesn't really matter. So we can, okay, we can just go and insert 4 ends into the printer head. Where, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, because there is, everything comes together here, so it doesn't really matter which one is which one, theoretically. Theoretically, it doesn't matter. But yeah, maybe we don't want to cross them. So we have 2 short ones and 2 long ones. The short ones go to why is that even important? Okay. Port 1 and 2. Okay. Maybe it has to do with the placement of the thingy. If you put it to the left or to the right of the printer or something like that, I have no idea. Whether this is does even matter, to be honest. They put it like they basically just show it as this thing is going to the right of the printer. Maybe that's the point, right? It's like not in a random position, but that could be it. Yeah, like it's supposed to be on one side. That's why 2 tubes are longer and 2 are shorter, actually. Okay. So let's get back to ACAM. So that's how it looks now. We have the thingy. I think we're going to just swap it so you see the front. That's how it is. So this is the AMS system, the printer. Somewhere, what's that in front? There's the SD card. There is a port for the AMS, and we have to plug it in on the back. Okay. So let's see. I think this is it really important which one we use? Probably not so much. Powering on. Now we need the bed finally. Okay, so don't want to touch it here with my hands because of finger grease. And we have, like I have touched the ELEGOO Neptune. There was for sure some grease on the different parts. That's not going to be fun if we have that on our printer. So the print bed comes on like this. Just put it in the position. Yeah, that's fine. That's probably fine. So we also want to get our second thingy here, just so we can see more. Didn't use it today already, but now we can probably try. So the thingy is plugged in. We have the cable. Power should also be here. Yes. And we are supposed to turn it on, if I'm not wrong. Powering on. Leave a safe amount of space behind the printer and the thingy, the cable. So, printer is coming up. Oh, it's playing music. Can you play a song? So we're going to connect it to the network, and then we're probably just going for the Bambu app. Okay. Printer is ready. Start. English. Europe. Connect to Wi-Fi. Do we actually need that? Is there a Wi-Fi? Is this only Wi-Fi? No, there's no Ethernet port. Okay, that's unfortunate. No Ethernet port. So let's try the Bambu app. Select the Wi-Fi. So we should have so it's asking for the Wi-Fi connection. I'm just gonna cover it for a second because I don't want you to see the password. I'm sorry if you're not seeing anything, but that's on purpose. And hopefully it's working now. Use the Bambu Lab handy app to scan and log in. So let's try. Why is it not working? So my smartphone tells me I have no internet. Why is it like this is happening again? I don't believe it. Why is it happening again? Last time we were like down here. It was also showing, my smartphone was also showing me like the Wi-Fi problems. It's stupid. Why is it so stupid? Damn. Come on, why is this not working? I don't believe it. It's crazy. Okay, no internet connection. For whatever reason. Sorry, I have to fix it. Let me just use a different Wi-Fi. The printer has internet connectivity, which is crazy because I'm using the same network. And my smartphone is like just lying to me, telling me, yeah, there is no internet here. No, there's no internet. There's no Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Can you please do this? So let's try something else. Let's just surf the web. And yeah, it's working. Okay, it's working. So maybe let's try again. Oh yeah, it's working. Now it's just, oh, my goodness, why is it so difficult to get internet here? Stupid. So I'm adding this printer to my Bambu network. Using the barcode, yes, okay, confirm. And that's it. So printer is being connected to my account, which is fine. Login failed. Why? I mean, it's just supposed to work. Why is it not? Why did it not work? Login failed. Blah blah blah. The app is telling me everything's good. Okay, maybe just wait a second or something. What's going on? What are you doing? Bind timeout. Binding. Invalid ticket. Okay, let's try again. Why is it not working? Can you please try and just do it? Okay. Let's try again. It's not working. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Okay. Network is connected. Okay, let's give it another try. And now my Wi-Fi is gone. Okay. Let me try a different Wi-Fi. I'm going to give it a different network name. So let's give it Studio. Okay, let's try the different network. The printer is actually telling me that it has a Wi-Fi connection, and here is it working now? Okay, so I'm trying a different Wi-Fi network. That's probably not going through the same router. It's very strange, and that's a very similar problem that we had last week with the other printer, and I was still convinced that this is fixed now. And we had the same kind of Wi-Fi connectivity issues, and for whatever reason. So I'm curious if this is now working. No, it could be updated problem, but honestly, even if my smartphone even doesn't have internet here, and it did work, right? And now it's not working. It's not a Bambu problem. It's really just a Wi-Fi issue, and I was pretty sure that I had fixed it already. Like, I did a lot of testing. Yeah, and now it's working. It's just a different Wi-Fi that I'm using now. Just a separate router that I've set up just for this one purpose. And it's probably the other one is problematic for whatever reason. So now we are offered a little menu here where we can go through a calibration process, right? So we can do motor noise cancelling, vibration combination, auto bit leveling. Let's go. What happened? Oh, I was just placing it too far away. Okay. So if you have this too far away, it's gonna pull on the, yeah, obviously. You didn't see that, but it was placed over here, and then it's like pulling on the PTV. So you need to place it closer to the printer. So if it moves completely to the left, it doesn't tumble. And of course, we need some filament here so that it doesn't, like, you probably want to place two filament spools left and right, so it is not getting any like overweight on either side. So let's go with one spool of Bambu Lab PLA, preferably. Right, so let's try this. Where do we insert the filament? Like from the bottom? Is that correct? Okay, so we're pushing on the filament spool, and then we're pushing in the filament here. Is this correct? Seems to be. What is a bit strange that the cable is up here, actually up here, right? This should actually be up here. That's why they have a fifth slot. I was wondering why there is why there's 5 slots here. The slot number 5 is for the cable. Okay, so the printer is doing its like noise calibration thingy. That's probably taking a while. And while this is happening, we can actually do the giveaway. because this will just have, I mean, we will just have to wait for this, and this is a little bit boring. So let's just do the giveaway right now. And then we're gonna have a little benchy run on this printer, right? Okay, so let's go, my friends, it's time. It's time. So let me bring over this page. Here we go. Screen sharing. Here we go. So with 16 entrants, 708 people, 708 tickets have been purchased, or purchased is the wrong, it's misleading. It's like you have used your loyalty points. So thanks for that. Now what we are going to do is we are going to give you, I'm going to give you 1 more minute to finally enter your tickets. There's still like 16 people watching. I guess there's no one here anymore who wants to like still enter. But you still have a minute or so until 2 hours, 24 minutes, and then we're gonna close the giveaway to draw the winner. You know what, where's this actually? Shouldn't this be here? Okay, this looks better now. Okay, so we're gonna draw the winner now. So we're closing the giveaway. Giveaway is closed. And we're drawing a winner. And the winner is... The winner of the giveaway is Model 2 Reality. And you had a 6.78 chance to win. Right, it was a kind of a middle chance to win. 50 tickets entered, so that's okay. It's a reasonable amount. So congratulations, Model 2 Reality. I'm not sure if you're here still in chat. If not, let me just check if you're here anymore. So let me find the person. Model 2 Reality. There is... So are you still here? Is Model 2 Reality still in chat? I'm wondering. Not here anymore, seems like. Let me just go back in history when they were here last time. Yeah, quite a while ago actually. Okay, so probably not here anymore, unless they heard it. So congratulations again to the winner, Model 2 Reality, got it. Are you still online? I'm just gonna ask a person privately in chat. So thanks for that. I'm gonna contact Model 2 Reality on Twitch directly. I hope they're gonna answer me. And hope that this is actually this only person. What is that? Okay, so there is no other person with that alias. It's all good, it's all good. Okay.
So let's see if they answer. I hope that they're gonna answer me soon. To change the contact information. The printer is, in the meanwhile, the printer is still doing noise cancellation. So how late is it? Yeah, we don't have so much time left today. Hope that we're gonna get something to print in a minute or something, or like probably 10 minutes. Realistically said, probably 10 minutes. Thank you, Mile Blue. Thanks for mentioning the great stream. I'm happy to have you all here in the stream. This is definitely a pleasure that there is people who want to watch that kind of things, that are in the same hobby, into this hobby, and still consider this to be valuable. Not just before, hopefully not just because of the giveaway, but also because we're doing some fun stuff here, testing out new devices, printing funny things. And I definitely want to give this printer a quick try, at least. I want to print something today, maybe just a little test benchy or something that's on the printer's memory card. And they probably have something that is printed in a couple of minutes. Usually there is a few files on the printer. Normally there's at least a couple of test prints on there. Even though it's just a scraper, which I really like. It's actually not many people consider this to be their first print, but I usually do the scraper as one of the first prints on my Bambus, because for every single Bambu printer I usually need a scraper, or at least I need at least 1 or 2 scrapers in reach. And this is actually not the bad idea to have it. This is, however, I think this specific version of the scraper is not on the Bambu printers, but there is a scraper model on the printers. I would highly recommend that you at least have one scraper. It is so much more helpful to have it because you don't have to touch the build plate all the time if you want to get something off. And you can hear it, the printer is doing its vibration compensation. So we're doing this now. I hope that the stream is also getting better in terms of the things on screen, like how I changed it up a little bit. I hope this is now more like in a way that you can see things better, that you can see this chat, and the empty area in the bottom left corner is now we're gonna use, probably gonna display a little more information about the screen, like how many people are watching, and more information like that. How is the Rasierklinge is it going to destroy the bed? I guess not. This is not really super sharp, right? It is reasonably sharp, but it's, yeah, you can cut yourself with it, but it's still like, it's not a razor blade. The razor blade is even sharper, I would say. You don't want to run it into the bed, right? What you want to do is, and that's why this little plastic piece is here, you wanna put it under the print carefully, right? And then lift it up. So there is this is more like a lever. So you shouldn't actually scrape too much. It's more like you put it on the corner and then push it down. So it lifts it up a bit. And the sharpness is just there to get under the corner of the print. So you can really just push it slightly under and then tuk, and that normally releases easily. If you have something really large, you can just go around the corners, and in each corner just make tuk, 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 tuk in each of the corners, and normally it really releases afterwards. But the best recommendation that I can give you with all of the Bambu surfaces, especially the orange or the golden one, let things cool down first. If you figure that you cannot get the build or the print off the build plate easily, what you can do to speed this up, take off the build plate with the print, together with the print, and keep it in put it on a kitchen table or something, just on a place that will cool it down
faster, and you will see that it's going to release everything so much more, like so much easier. It's going to be so much easier if things have cooled down. Now, the second recommendation that I can give you, and I'm always wondering why people post videos about their exciting prints and taking stuff off the build plate and really like grabbing everything from the build plate, and then later on they wonder because things don't stick anymore. And this is the reason why I'm always trying to wear these cotton gloves every single time I'm working with the printers. There's two reasons for that. First of all, I'm not getting finger grease on the print surface, and that means I have to clean it less often, right? You still probably have to clean it from time to time, but getting finger grease on the build plate is the reason number one that things don't stick to it anymore. Right? And it's so simple. It's going to eliminate 90% of problems if you're not touching the surface. It's so simple. And so that's why I'm using the gloves. And it's also, if things are still hot, like if the build plate is still hot, this is going to protect you a little bit. So it's like less likely they're going to burn your fingers. So that's why get yourself a package of throwaway gloves, cotton gloves. You can use them for a long time. You don't have to throw them away so soon. But like if they get really dirty, I mean, you can also put them in the washing machine, but like you can also just, if they are really greasy for some reason, you get some really dirt on it, you can throw them away. But to get yourself some cotton gloves, work with them, work with the printers, and don't touch them with your bare hands. That's the best recommendation I give you, because that's 99% of problems. And the second or the third thing is, like, if you have problems with adhesion on the build plate, like, could be that you're not printing with a high enough temperature. Like PLA normally requires something around 50, 55, even sometimes 60 degrees of bed temperature to make things really sticky. And if you're challenged by, let's say you're printing something like nylon, probably not on this printer, but on other printers, it is like the thing that, like, there is still this mystery out there that it's 2025 and you don't need glue stick, right? And that's just not true. It's like with specific materials that are more challenging to print, there is sometimes no way around using some adhesive. And there is so many different adhesives. There is, for example, there is something that's super easy to use, it's 3D lock. It's basically just hairspray, but it's a specific, like it's a more, I would say, a better version of it. 3D lock is a spray that you can just spray a little bit on the surface, and it's going to help tremendously for things to stick. There is 3D Jake adhesive, which is also pretty good. Sometimes not as sticky as the 3D lock, so it's cheaper. It's still working fine. And then you have I would say the rather expensive thing, which is ELEGOO. ELEGOOs are these glue sticks, and it's like not exactly glue stick. It's not really that kind of a greasy glue stick, but it's more like fluid glue that is going to be distributed with a little I think it's like kind of a little tip that they have here. So it's just soaking the thingy, and then you can distribute it. And the truth is, if you're using something like nylon, so PA material, PA, the pure PA is so difficult to print without glue stick, it's not even worth trying, to be honest, because it has such a strong tendency to warp up that there is even a special version of the ELEGOO just for PA material, and this for a good reason, because any other adhesive that I tried with PA, with nylon, just for example to print this little hook here, which is for a specific purpose, it's still released from the build bed, from the build surface, except with this specific type of glue. So there is reasons for that, and there is things that you might be able to print without glue sticks, but it's not guaranteed, and there is like still the mystery out there that you don't need it, and that people don't want to use it. But it's actually also not it's not terrible, to be honest, because washing the stuff off is also quite easy. You could just put it in. You take some kitchen soap, so no cream soap that you would normally use for your hands. You use kitchen soap, cleaning soap. Take a brush, right? With warm water, just brush this thing off with the warm water, clean it and dry it, and that's it. And it's super, like it's clean and it's going to be working fine. And you can also use alcohol, right? That's what I have here as well. That you can just use isopropanol alcohol with an old pair of socks or something, and then just just clean it, let it dry. And it's also going to be super helpful. So these are like the absolute basics for print surface adhesion. And it is, again, it's a mystery that you don't have to be careful and every time it's going to be working. That's not true. You have to be like kind of I would say, procedure or a system where you are not making these mistakes, or where you are sticking to the rules, basically to the same rules every single time, and that's going to be helping you having less problems, for sure. It's going to be way less problems. Okay, enough of that. Enough rambling. Is the printer now doing anything reasonable? Still doing bed leveling. Let's see, how far are we into this? 13 minutes, oh my goodness. So can we please print now after the bed leveling? Why is it going through a 13-minute bed leveling? Oh my goodness. It's doing like, I don't know, every single centimeter is doing a point? Is it seriously doing that? My friends, that's why it takes 30 minutes. Okay. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Yeah, this bed scraper is already an advanced version. That's not the original. And it has a nice logo engraving. So. But there is so many of these scrapers out there, and they're probably all not bad. I thought the Kitty K1 did long with the customizations. Well, yeah, all the calibration stuff is taking a while. So, how much more time? 11 minutes, okay. I will print something tonight. I will definitely go and print something tonight. What I'm a little bit angry about, to be honest, is that TikTok did work last week. We could stream. Last week it was working. We were streaming for 3 hours on TikTok using Restream, and now it's like, it's not working anymore. Because TikTok seems to be, I don't know what they did. Streaming is not allowed for whatever reason. It's kind of disabled on TikTok. Why is it not working? Apply here. Why is this not working? Not approved or revoked. Your TikTok account is currently under a live restriction. If your account does not violate TikTok's community guidelines in the next 30 days, you will be able to participate in this activity and can apply again. Why? Why is it under a live restriction? What happened? I can't stream from my smartphone. TikTok, I can do it from my smartphone. So why can I not do it from the computer? By the way, I want to show how this looks on the app. Is it working? I think the camera is the camera working on this thingy? Don't even know where's the camera. There is a little camera protector. Is it on? I see. Oh, there's a little camera protector that you can turn. That's interesting. So you see, this is, let me show it to you. So this is the camera thingy. This is what you see in the app. So that is already working. And it's pretty sharp, actually. I like it. Whew. Tells me there are 28 minutes left to go for the calibration. I'm not sure. Are they printing something at the end of this thingy? I'm not sure. By the way, maybe let's, can we just use auto ISO? Yeah, we can. Okay, probably should be working. Printer's still going through this ridiculous amount of probing points. I mean, it's probably gonna be good for the results in the end, but it also takes time. You know what I need? I need a garbage bin, actually. I need another garbage bin. We should print one. The thing is that this little cover for the camera, it just fell off. There's a tiny pin where it's pushed into a little hole and it just fell off. I was just trying to turn it and I was like probably pulling a little, just a tiny bit, and I was like boop. It's gone. So you could push it back in, but it's not really fixed in place. So that's the end of my Red Bull. Models on the app. We can go to this app. Should we print the bunny actually? Maybe we just give it a try. But that's gonna take quite some time. Okay, so the A1001 is still printing. This is what we can see here. Nice. But the amount of pictures it's sending is not that much, so it's like quite slow, probably every 2 seconds an image. So it is not really fast. It's not fluid as with the X1 Carbon. The X1, that's also kind of a mystery to me. The X1 Carbon has such a fast video stream. It's really just like a real-time video stream. And the P1S, the P1P, they're like this already like pretty slow, definitely lower quality stream. And with the A1 seems to be even slower, but that also might be because of my internet connection. I'm not 100% sure if this is actually... We can probably try when we're not streaming, because the stream is also taking up quite a bit of bandwidth from the internet connection. So what can we print? What should we print? I don't know what's on the printer in terms of stored. Is there any list there? Micro SD card, is there anything on it? Speedboat race. Okay, I'm in it. I'm on it. We're gonna do the speedboat racing. 20 minutes, Benchy. Zero minutes left. That was surprisingly quick compared to what was shown initially. It was really telling me a lot more time. It says 0 minutes left. Let's see. Okay. So, calibration completed. You're all set. Go. Print files. It's time to lubricate. No, X guide rails and the lubricating oil is included in the accessories box. Do I have to do this now? Time to lubricate. The Y-axis guide. The Y-axis guide. That's here, right? Okay, let's do this later. I mean, you should be printing, like, it should be at least the first thing should be possible without that. So, speedboat racing, let's go. Use the AMS, yes. Firmware update. Okay, should we probably, yes, we should probably do this. Just in case. There's no intention to hack this printer anyways, to be honest. So we are going for the firmware update. Update failed. Why? It's again some internet connectivity issue. I don't know. I hate it here. It's time to lubricate. Yeah, do it later, please. Okay, so let's try again firmware update. Is it working? Factory set, no. Firmware update. Let's try this one more time. My feeling is there's still an issue with the router. It's not consistently connecting to the internet here in the studio, and this is definitely an issue that I've seen that goes back and forth. There's this problem. Okay, let's just do not bed leveling. Okay, let's use this filament, print it. Let's do this. But again, I think that there is what are you telling me here? Is this just it's making all kinds of music. Probably this is the first thing they're gonna turn off, the music on this printer. Back from ads, okay. Slow video camera stream. Okay, it's not just me. The thing with the internet connection here in the studio, it's really unfortunate. I have to figure out what's wrong. It might also be that the Ethernet port that is connecting this Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi hub here in the studio connects that to the actual internet router. Maybe that the port is somehow broken. It could be that simple, right? So AMS is loading filament. We probably will have some poop coming out here very soon. Actually, we can try the poop basket from the Creality if that fits here. Yeah, it fits. It's pretty much the same size. So it's now pushing in the filament, turning, and here it comes. Good. So it's now doing the calibration flow, extrusion calibration testing. That's happening actually inside of the printhead, which is interesting. I actually don't know how this works. They probably are measuring something inside for how much filament is being transported. That's really interesting. And after that, we should be seeing a start of the print. Okay. So what we should do now, so to see it better, we should probably moving the camera a bit closer to the whole thing. So excuse the shakiness for a second. I'm just trying to get the camera a bit closer to the printer. So that we can see the benchy a bit better. So the printer is cleaning the nozzle here. And we can hopefully see the benchy prints in a second. Guess we have to go. What we can do is we can move the table up a tiny bit more. So. This looks fine. Okay, so I'm curious for the print. Nozzle's heating up. It's pretty dark, actually probably need some light here. So if you go that close, you always need some additional light source. Let me see, we have one here. So I hope this is better now. So we are doing a benchy. Nice. So let me try something. Just want to see if TikTok is still, if this TikTok live streaming is still working from the app. So I'm curious, can we stream TikTok and OBS at the same time? Seems still to be working. So how's it going? That's actually nice. Well, guys, this is not a printer. We already did the giveaway. It's already happened probably an hour ago or something. We did, after the giveaway, we did a printer unboxing of the A1 combo because that was people voted for it. And yeah. Now we're running the first test print. We're running the first Benchy print. It is running since 8 minutes now, so I'm gonna show you how long it actually took when it's done. So you see this is the setup. We have the AMS system here. And that's for the people on TikTok, just trying out streaming on TikTok in parallel. We're also live on Twitch. So if you want to see the full stream, it's over on Twitch and YouTube. But yeah, that's it for now. I was just talking, I was just trying to get some people on TikTok informed about it. I'm trying, actually it's interesting that now it's working even that I'm streaming in parallel on TikTok and here on Twitch and YouTube. So sometimes it's a mystery to me how sometimes the Wi-Fi is so reliable and sometimes it's so unreliable. It's crazy. How much longer?
So we probably have 6 minutes to go. Hi Bernd, thank you for giving a like.
Bambu will announce its new printer in 4 days, but most likely will cost way more than X1 Carbon if the leak is true. Well, that might be true, yeah. But I also heard some other voices that told me that the printer is actually going to be surprisingly reasonably priced. So it's not going to be, probably not going to be crazy expensive. It's probably going to be cheaper than you might expect. But let's wait for it. I'm really curious to see it. That's whatever that might be. But it seems that it's a dual head printer that can print at least like from 2 different filaments at the same time, or it can probably like just switch between 2 filaments without poop, so without having to purge. But let's wait for it. I think it's really worth waiting for it. But yeah, the rumor kitchen is cooking.
Yeah, let's see. It's just like there's so many rumors out there about this printer. It's crazy. Thanks Oxygen for the like. We're just printing a Benchy on the Bambu Lab A1 combo. So I'm just going to give you a quick demo here, just for the people who are just turning in. Here we have the AMS unit, which is capable of holding 4 different colors of filament, and this is running into the A1. We just unboxed the printer live on the stream, which is like on the
on my Twitch channel. So we like already are streaming since about 3 hours on Twitch and on YouTube, and now we started on TikTok as well, just to show you the Benchy print for a couple of minutes more. We are reaching the top section, so we're getting to finish the roof very soon, and then also the chimney, and then we're gonna see how long it finally took. 4 minutes to go. So we're almost there. Probably just a few more minutes to go until we get the chimney printed. Now it's time. So finishing the last few millimeters. So, where are you pushing it? To the back or to the front? Let's see. Every printer does this a little bit differently. Some are pushing to the back, some are pushing to the front. I'm curious what the A1 is doing. But it seems to be staying in the back. No, it's coming to the front. Nice, thank you very much, because then we can film it a bit easier. Oh yeah, don't give me the music, my friend. So, let's get it off. Oh, that's still sticking. Quite a bit amount stickiness here. So I'm probably gonna wait another minute to get it off the build plate. Don't want to pull. Firmware update, we can try that now, but I have my doubts that it's now working. Because we had so many Wi-Fi connectivity problems, I'm pretty sure that we will run into some issues again, but maybe not. Maybe it's going to work. So that's the final Benchy print. We printed, I think the 20-minute prediction was pretty accurate. I think that we could also push it even higher. In terms of print speed, we could probably push it more to print even faster. So once this is cooled down a bit, we can take a bit of a closer look on the quality, but I guess, can it already get released? Still sticking very much. I don't want to destroy this build plate in the first try, so let's have it cool down a bit more. Nice one. What's that? Are we still printing? No. Awesome. There's so many people joining now. Since we have printed this, now I'm gonna give you another rundown of the setup. So this is the A1 combo. It is the Bambu Lab. I mean, it's one of the cheaper Bambu Lab printers. It has the bigger bed volume or the bed size. It's the 256 by 256 by 256 build volume, so the bigger one, and the AMS system. So if I would get this printer, I would probably buy the combo because it is just like a more affordable combination. If you get the AMS later as a separate thing, it's much more expensive. So I actually wouldn't do that, right? So I would really only buy the two things together. It's just so much like more price value. And you can put in 4 different filaments in the AMS. Very easy to do that. You need the new Bambu Lab. The new Bambu Lab H2D will include a filament. What will it include? A plotter, a cutting plotter. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna have a laser engraver. It's gonna have a cutting plotter. It's basically just gonna cook coffee, right? It's gonna make your bed sheets, and I don't know what else. It's probably going to do everything for you, right? No, I'm just kidding. It's probably now it's releasing. So let's give a closer look here on TikTok. I think it's a really good result. It's a really good result, and also show to you guys here. I like the result. It's definitely, there's no stringing. The surface is without any issues. So I would say a really nice looking benchy. So I would say thank you very much for watching this little live stream, printing the first benchy on the A1 combo. We are going to show you more multicolor printing on this channel, also with the Creality High combo very soon, because that's still the printer that I'm intensively testing at the moment. So I want to thank everybody for joining the stream. It was a really nice stream. It was fun. We did a lot of different things. We did package the ELEGOO Neptune 4 Plus back into the box. We gave it away. Actually, I need to check if the person won did come back. No, not really. That's interesting. I hope they're gonna see the message tomorrow. And then we did unbox the A1 combo and did a first benchy print. And I think this is a great progress for one day, just for one evening. So, my friends, on Twitch, on YouTube, I want to say goodbye for now. We're going to talk next week, and I'm going to work on the Rabbit project to get started as soon as possible with the model and also with the testing of all of the like sizing and if it's working with the ragdoll, and then we're gonna hopefully gonna start printing very soon. So I wish you a good evening, good night, and we'll see each other next week.
you.